Good evening, everybody. Good evening indeed. Welcome to Vertex Esports and the very first special event here in the culmination that has become Trackvelocity Racing and Vertex Esports. The partnership is underway, and we have the Charity 150 at Kentucky by Trackvelocity Racing and Vertex. In the name of charity, of course, this is a race that is being held in the interests of World Cancer Research Fund. There is going to be a link as well. It is in the description of the video, so please do donate if you can. But of course, we are here to have a wonderful night's racing. I am here, Chaz Draycott, in the commentary box. Very, very delighted to be bringing this broadcast to you this evening, and I sincerely hope that you enjoy yourselves as well. So, we'll crack on, shall we? Practice is on at the minute, and it's a very familiar face at the top of the pile. Aaron Smith is currently right up there. We're using the updated XFinity cars, so expect some interesting looking cars, to say the least. Some of these guys don't have full liveries for them, but either way, some good looking cars out there. Jason Glenn's car. Oh, there goes the 48 of Brian Crowell's just behind. Big drifteroo. Tries to keep it on the circuit, but no. But yes, Jason Glenn's car looking very tasty indeed. Very similar to his Vertex Stock Car Cup machinery, but of course newer. That is hardware-wise. But Bart Feuerstein is a newcomer to my screens, at least, for Revolution Racing. So is Eilis de Vries in the number 92 machine. Very colourful livery on that. A Care Bears livery on the Next Level Racing car. Love that. Justin Naya, another Trackvelocity Racing driver, is out there. And some regulars from the Vertex Stock Car Cup as well. We have Kenny Mitchell out there in the beautiful Cam E Motorsports number 4. Certainly does look good, doesn't it, that car? And then you've got Adrian Burks as well in the Blitz Motorsports machine. The Target branding on it certainly suits that car. But as mentioned, Aaron Smith right up there at the top ones. Oh, well, I say that. Adrian Burks just goes and beats him. There you go. Whitehawk in the chat. Will they be using the updated cars from now? I believe it's just for this event and the special events that the guys at Trackvelocity Racing are going to be doing. But you never know. You never know, to be fair. I'm just trying to figure something out on here because part of my software has been a massive pain in my backside, and I cannot figure out why. So if you just bear with me 2 seconds, I will get that looked at. You will have noticed that the lap times, unless they're green, are coming in black at the moment. So I'm going to try and get that looked at because it was working earlier, so that's fun, isn't it? It is what it is. But we have some fantastic drivers out there this evening, and I'm really looking forward to how close this race is going to be. 150 miles. So plenty of time for them to just get into a rhythm around here. That's one of the main things at Kentucky. It's getting into a rhythm and just bit by bit, just picking away at the race and holding your strategy. You've got to be able to just keep it on the road as smoothly as possible the whole way. I know that sounds completely obvious, but honestly, the more that you do laps around somewhere like this, there we go, we fixed the lap times. Thank you. The more that you do laps around a place like this, the more you get used to how the car behaves and how other cars behave as well. This is Jean Van Liemt, another new driver to the series. Ronald Moon's also a newcomer to this as well. Ronald, a sort of co-organiser with me at Sim Racers World TV. He's a top bloke, is Ronald. We also have Kevin Leemans in KL4. Now that I can get on board with. That, I believe, is a Kevin Harvick livery. The number 4. He's, of course, 04. Kenny Mitchell is, well, not there, but he is the number 4. Now, Team Vertex, Alex Sedgwick with us this evening. Good to see Alex out there on track. And Kyron O'Malley is in the session as well, just waiting for him to actually go out on circuit. I don't think he has done a few laps actually. He's put a lap time in and not much else. There's Mikey Doble in the Red Bull machine, the Toyota. What's everybody's opinions on the Toyota? I know it's a very different looking bit of kit than what we're used to, but part of me thinks I could grow to like it, but I don't think it suits this style of racing. I have to mention as well, actually, happy birthday, Alex Cedric. He's 22 years old today, and hopefully he has a good race on his birthday. But practice is now over, so we will be getting into qualifying, and I look forward to seeing what we get in this one. It should be very entertaining indeed. The one driver I do want to keep an eye on is one of Trackvelocity's own, Jason Glenn. So when he eventually gets going, although we can look at Aaron Smith very briefly as he begins to get underway. I do have the liveries loaded, by the way, but I'm just going to give them a quick refresh just while these guys are qualifying, just to make sure we've got the right stuff from Trading Paints. Aaron Smith, in case anybody doesn't know, reigning Vertex Stock Car Cup champion, currently leading the championship with 1 round to go as well. But he didn't have the best of rounds at Homestead Miami just last week, so he's going to be hoping to have a severe improvement come the end of the season. So here is a lap of Kentucky then. Very, very wide, smooth tri-oval here, all the way up to the wall. Open up the corner. He's taking the middle line here, is Aaron. There's a lot of lines you can take around this circuit, but Aaron keeping it nice and smooth, and that's all this is about, isn't it? Keeping it smooth, being as quick as you can, carrying that momentum. Fastest in practice. As across the line, keeps it nice and low. It's a 32.7 for Justin Nair. Smith does a 32.5, so he goes a little bit quicker. Kenny Mitchell is on his way out. Kevin Leemans has gone 3rd. And then you've got Kyron O'Malley in 4th. He's in the number 3 machine. Good old doing it for Dale. Kenny Mitchell, though, keep an eye on this man. He is quick indeed. And I've actually had news, Whitehawk. You'll be very pleased. Alex has actually messaged me between the sessions. This is an exclusive bit of news for this, actually, but they will be going with these newer XFinity cars for Season 4 of the Vertex Stock Car Cup, so there you go. It was a well-timed question, it seems, Whitehawk. Don't forget as well, guys, please do make sure you like the video, and of course, subscribe as well. We'd be very grateful at Vertex Esports and Trackvelocity Racing if you can support the channel and any special events that come up. We will be putting on special events with broadcasts between seasons. Look at the view here at Kentucky. Look how small the cars look compared to this humongous circuit. Kenny Mitchell then on to the back straight he goes. He's just so patient on the throttle around there. Look how close it is between Cedric and Smith as well. Not even 1,000th of a second covering the pair of them. Cedric crosses the line again, dips the clutch, doesn't improve that time round. Oh, Jason Glenn's off. Jason Glenn has had a moment. What's happened here? Sign-ups for Season 4 have not begun actually yet, I'm afraid, Zegmar. Oh! Jason hits the wall hard. The car goes around the wonderful little flaps deploy. That's my logo on the back there. Hello. But that looks like the session just about coming to an end. Whoa, that made me jump. Jean Van Leempt just coming into the pits. Here's Eilis de Vries just across the line in the next level racing machine. He's not put a time in yet. I'm not sure whether this is... Yes, this is his 2nd lap for de Vries. But Zegmar Bart, if you join the Discord, I'm sure somebody can get an invite over to you. You'll be able to keep up with what's going on. Mikey Doble has gone fastest, by the way. Iles de Vries goes 14th, but Doble fastest. He's not even on the circuit anymore, but that looks like it's going to be it from qualifying. But wow. Fantastic stuff from Mikey Doble. 0.04 of a second clear of the guys behind. And this 1.5 mile tri-oval is not the easiest to get around. It opened in the year 2000, so relatively new in comparison to a lot of other ovals. And it has quite a lot of history in itself already, really, to be honest. It's always hosted the Quaker State 400 since 2011. And of course this evening, it's part of this wonderful charity race. We do have the grid then. Mikey Doble on pole position ahead of Aaron Smith, with Alex Cedric and Jason Glenn making up row 2. They're followed by Kenny Mitchell and Adrian Burks. We then have Brian Krauls and Justin Nair on row 4. Jean Van Liemt ahead of Bart Feuerstein? I'll go with Feuerstein. Kevin Lehmans is 11th. Sorry, Bart. Ronald Moons is in 12th place, with Karen O'Malley and Iles de Vries lining up at the back of the grid. But either way, you know, not even a second covering the field, so it's bound to be nice and close for us all here. Mikey Doble, though, what a time from him. It must have been the Red Bull. He is now in the box seat for this. 100 laps of this 1.5 mile speedway. Chaz Draycott here with you in the box. Don't forget as well, this is a race for charity, and you can donate at the link in the message there at the bottom. Just go to wcrf.org/int/donate, and any donations will be massively appreciated. So, from onboard Mikey Doble, there is Alex Cedric just behind. To our right will be Aaron Smith. If we go on this camera, you'll see a bit more of the field as well, and iRacing Shadows doing their thing. We're going to have a lot of fun here, though, this evening. Really, really looking forward to this one. It's a Toyota, a Chevrolet, and a Ford in the top 4. 2 Chevrolets, both on the left-hand side. There's an absolute influx of Fords in the middle of the field. Brian Krauls, Justin Nair, John Van Liemt, Bart Feuerstein, Kevin Lehmans in the 04 as well. It's Britt, Mikey Doble at the front of the pack. Let us know in chat, who do you think is going to take the win this evening? Who have you got your eye on? Aaron Smith has to be a favourite, but Mikey Doble has been so strong recently, and to be fair, in the Vertex Stock Car Cup last time out, he said he owed Chris Dawes and I a beer if he didn't win. He was that confident, and guess what? He owes me a beer. But he finished second, and he put in one hell of a performance chasing Alex Cedric down, but Alex was just in his element and managed it to perfection. Keep an eye on Jason Glenn and Kenny Mitchell and Adrian Burks as well. Those boys will be very feisty indeed. But we're underway in the Charity 150, the first special event for Trackvelocity Racing in association with Vertex Esports, and Alex Cedric has gone straight up into second off the bat here. They're 2x2 from 4th downwards. That's Jason Glenn around the outside of Kenny Mitchell. Just behind Brian Krauls has got Adrian Burks for company. So it seems like the inside line really had the advantage off the line there. Brian's just trying to look down the inside. Got his teammate Justin Nair just behind him. Alex Cedric trying to put the pressure on straight away on Mikey Doble. The number 9 on the 88 is going to go down the inside, actually. Is he going to make it work? You can see the grooves in the surface there. Mikey Doble's around there somewhere. I think he's actually still in front. Mikey, he's still in front. He managed to carry the speed. Did a great job of it. Alex Cedric and Kevin Lehmans there in the number 04. The only two to gain a spot so far. But look at this train near the front. And this is what it's going to be. If you're at the front, you are the one that's giving the slipstream to everybody else. Mikey Doble, though, doing everything he needs to do at the minute. With the field just swarming behind him. These Xfinity cars all look so angry. So aggressive. The Camaro and the Mustang are very aggressive looking cars. Jason Glenn there, that is, on the right hand side of your shot in the 55. Down the inside of Aaron Smith. And he's made that work and he's now up to third. But Aaron's going to get a really good run if Alex gets the slipstream. Now Alex is going to look to the inside into 1 and 2. Nope, nothing doing there. Keep an eye on Jason though in that blue Mustang. He's trying to use the low line. Alex comes down. I love this shot back. You do get to see quite a lot from it. As, oh, look at that. Kenny Mitchell really far down the track there. Not sure whether he had a moment coming off 1 and 2, but certainly looked like he had to dart out very quickly. Just in front of him though, Jason Glenn trying to keep Aaron Smith under pressure. But that'll help Mikey Doble, if anything, because he'll be able to break away with Alex. Nothing doing there, though, for Jason Glenn. Further down, Ronald Moons and Eilis de Vries have just swapped around. The Toyota losing out to the Ford. Down the back straight again. There's a bit of a break here. We've got Bart Feuerstein. And then nearly a second ahead to Kevin Lehmans. 2.5 seconds back to Kyron O'Malley. These guys have dropped off a little bit from the back of the main slipstreaming train. But Justin Nair and Jean Van Liempt are at the back of this, and they have the best view of all of it. I'll tell you what, let's go left front, shall we? Get a bit more of an angle on it. You'll see wonderful train of them going into 3 and 4. It looked like Cedric was down the inside of Doble for the lead as well. He is, look, you can see it further up. So he's putting the pressure on, and they are side by side for the lead. Smith is just eyeing up the opportunities here to see what he can do with this. And behind, Adrian Burks and Kenny Mitchell having a scrap. Brian Crowell's right in the middle of that there. He's got his teammate Justin Nair tucked up right behind him. Cedric had the lead for a second there, I believe, and then Doble has taken it back. He's got a great run out the first corner. That was close again between Kenny Mitchell and Adrian Burks. Oh my goodness me, boys. Oh wow, that was a big hit for Jason Glenn. Jason Glenn in the wall hard on the right hand side. That's not going to do you any good. Let's have a look what happened there. Did he just run wide on his own? I imagine he did. Oh, just as the safer barrier goes away. And Brian Crowells did the same thing. So Trackvelocity racing in unison there. But it's Cedric now leading the way. He's got Doble glued to him. Like some Red Bull that's been left in the sun. Very sticky indeed, but Doble happy to put Cedric under pressure at this point, I'm sure. Takes it back. Nearly a tenth of the way through the race. 100 laps, of course. Oh, that was close. That was Justin Nair and Brian Crowells. Brian slightly out of shape there as well after the contact. I'm not surprised. This is Justin. Oh, apologies. He's on the left, isn't he? Oh, the tiniest of touches. Brian gets a massive slide. Manages to save it though. Good stuff. But he's a little bit in the wars at the minute. Here's Brian Crowells. I'm just intrigued by this. Kenny Mitchell right behind Adrian Burks in that 72, but he's definitely looking energized at the minute. He wants to go to take one of the positions from the very front. You can't even see Mikey Doble, or you couldn't for just a moment there. He was hiding behind Aaron Smith's bright yellow bumblebee, as my co-commentator Chris Dawes calls it. Into 1 and 2 again. Interesting that you can see the grooves in this circuit. You can see where the concrete has pretty much been combed into shape. But this is just part of the very intriguing chase that races like this bring. You've got to be so patient. Only one Chevy has ever won in the, obviously in the NASCAR Cup Series anyway. Only one Chevy has ever won, and that was in 2019. Kurt Busch in the number 1 Chevrolet Camaro won it by 76 thousandths of a second. So Alex Cedric's hoping that he can fly the flag for Chevrolet today, as Adrian Burke's around the inside, of Aaron Smith. Trying to push on. You could say he's got a target on his back, but he's got a target on his bonnet. 3, 1 and 2 now. That inside line, or the inside of the 2 lines, definitely working. Great to see the momentum these guys carry. Jason Glenn is close, with Jean Van Liempt just behind. Jason and Brian, after both hitting the wall earlier, I'm wondering whether they've got any damage or have lost any of their pace. Kyron O'Malley is right on the back of Feuerstein, the Dutch driver in the 29 machine for Revolution Racing. His teammate is Jean Van Liempt a bit further up, the very shiny blue machines with the matte black centres. 3 Mustangs in the fight there. Well, Kyron's actually gone down the inside of Feuerstein now and got it done. Not quite sure what happened to Bart there. He seemed to be very wide. Oh, just drove it in a little too hot, I think. Oh, very close to the wall there was Bart. I think he just about got away with it. If we show you the track map, that's how the field is at the moment. From 9th place back, there is a very, very large spread. That's Jason Glenn. He's trying to hold on to this, but I think the damage might have put pay to his early charge in this race. Kyron O'Malley's now gone past Kevin Leemans as well in the KL4 machine. So he's definitely on a charge at the moment. Really flying forward. But Alex Cedric continues to lead this race. Lap 16 out of 100 is now in the books. We're going to go on to the 17th tour. And Alex is doing what he needs to do at the minute for Team Vertex. Mikey Doble staying with him though. Adrian Burke's representing the Toyotas very well in 3rd. We will stick the car logos up there as well for you. You can see all the Fords at the moment needing to book their ideas up. The highest placed Ford is Justin Nair, the winner of the Daytona 125 at, oh, when was it? A few weeks ago now in the Vertex Stock Car Cup. He had a wonderful race, and the Trackvelocity boys had a fantastic race there as well. They were all within a shout of winning the race at the end, so they had a corker of an evening. Now Aaron Smith is interesting me right now because he's got this train in front of him. And I think this is just an Aaron Smith-esque drive at the moment where he just eyes up his opportunities. He may be thinking, yeah, but Chaz, he's lost places, he's dropped down. You know, how is that an Aaron Smith-like drive? Aaron's usually winning, but he just runs these races so calmly, so collectively. And I mean, Chris always backs up that he is one of the most chilled guys in the world. He's fantastic, Aaron Smith, a really top guy. Very, very quick, like savagely quick in the XFinity machinery. So I'm just thinking this is him at the moment, just holding on. He knows there's a long way to go in this race. We're just about to hit a fifth of the way through. There's no rush for him just yet. Ronald Moons has just got past Bart Feuerstein. And we have 4 British drivers in the field with the UK flags by their names, the United Kingdom Union Jacks, and 3 of them are all filling the podium at the moment. Alex Sedgwick, Mikey Doble and Adrian Burks. We then have Kenny Mitchell, car 4P4. From Scotland, Aaron Smith, American driver. Then we have Justin Nyer from the Netherlands. Brian Crowles is Belgian. Jason Glenn from Scotland. Jean Van Liemt, also Belgian. Kyron O'Malley, British driver. Then we have 2 Belgians, Kevin Leemans and Ronald Moons. And then Bart Feuerstein and Eilers de Vries, both from the Netherlands. So an international grid. It's always good to have. Closest 2 cars on track at the moment are these guys here. Kevin Leemans just losing out to Ronald Moons there, going down the inside. And ahead he goes. Now, closer than them, though, is Mikey Doble and Alex Sedgwick. So, Alex has got a bit of a fight on his hands here, with Mikey just behind. Just got to hear the patience. So much patience. Off the throttle all the way around. Mikey's just moving around a little bit, showing his nose and saying, look, I'm still here, I'm not going anywhere. Putting the pressure on bit by bit. That's what you want to do. Van Liemt and Glenn have just swapped round a bit further back. Jason Glenn's on his way in the pits, actually. Lap 23, we have our first pit stop. Jason Glenn crawls his way in. Not sure if that's down to damage or what, but seems like he was suffering a bit with it. That hit on the right-hand side definitely hurt the car. Neither of these two are hurt at the minute, though. Doing what they've been doing all throughout the Vertex Stock Car Cup. And same again with these guys behind. You know, such a strong combination of drivers in this field. You've got to love it. Kenny Mitchell's car as well. It's always been very pretty, that white and red number 4. It reminds me of a lot of Kevin Harvick's liveries that I always supported in the mid-2010s. When I first got into oval racing and first started watching NASCAR, sort of recapping on previous rounds from previous years. But I'm glad you brought up these cars earlier, Whitehawk, the newer XFinity cars. It's going to be very exciting to see how they affect and throw up different results. So what we've had using the older legacy XFinity cars in iRacing. I'm excited to see what happens with that side of things. It should be good fun. But these are the closest 2 on the track at the moment. Bart Feuerstein just trying to hold off Kevin Leemans, although he's gone a bit hot into 1 and 2 there. And he's lost the place and lost the momentum. Sedgwick has got Doble right behind him now. So Mikey is properly putting the pressure on. He's just filling his mirrors at the minute. And behind them as well, this man, Adrian Burks, he's doing what he can to stay with them. And he wants to do the same. He wants to just fill their mirrors, put the pressure on. The 2 Toyotas chasing down the Chevrolet at the moment. Only 3 Toyotas in the field. Ronald Moons is making sure that all 3 of them are in the top 10 at the minute. He's got 4.7 seconds over his countryman Kevin Leemans behind him. Now what can we see of Jason Glenn? The car is definitely fixed. Last time round he did a 32.9. That's a second faster than Alex Sedgwick. 2 seconds, nearly 3 seconds faster than the cars in front of him. So, I mean, look at the speed on that. Jason doesn't want to get held up by this traffic very much, though, because he's on a mission now, and this is the thing. He's got his car all sorted. He may not have much slipstream or any slipstream from cars in front of him, but look at that. He's able to just drive round the 2 of them. That's Kyron O'Malley and Jean Van Liemt. Now, that wasn't for position. He's just unlapping himself there as Jason Glenn, but still, he's flying at the moment. Back at the front, Adrian Burks is closing in a little bit now on Mikey Doble. Let's hope the Red Bull doesn't go to his head. But he did this at Homestead, Miami, and he was a bit frustrated at himself because he messed the pit stop up. And he was closing on Alex through the entire race, and then just started to drop away near the end. Adrian Burks goes for it, though, down the inside. Nearly contact. He sort of washes up slightly. Ian Sturt in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Lisa, good to see you as well. Almost a third of the way through this race now. Lap 30 out of 100. Brian Crowell's in the pits. Maybe he's suffering from the damage as well. To be fair, it looks like he's got a little bit more damage on the right-hand side of that car now as well, you know. You won't be too pleased about that. So who's going to fit? Who's going to pit first out of these lot? Don't forget, everyone, this race is for charity as well, for the World Cancer Research Fund. Please do donate at the link at the bottom. If you want to shorten that, it's wcrf.org/int/donate. Any donations will be massively appreciated, and of course go to the ongoing fight against cancer that goes on all the way around the world and affects so many people. So we would be very grateful if you can donate. Obviously, we're not forcing you to. We're here to put this race on as some entertainment as well, of course, and all for a good cause. Now, this little fight for the final spot in the top 10 is just heating up slightly. Eiles de Vries with Bart Fierstein in the Revolution Racing Machine, number 29 there, trying to get through. Nothing doing for him at the minute by the look of it. We've gone very clean so far. I'm going to say this touching wood, but we've gone through very, very clean so far. No yellow flags. And Mikey Doble is the first of those three to pit sideways into the pits. Wow, Mikey gets it stopped somehow. Going in with him is Kenny Mitchell as well. But that was lively stuff from Mikey Doble. Let's have a look at that again. Let's go on board for it as well. So look at this. He gets right up behind Alex. He knows he's coming in, so he backs off. Brings it down to the apron. Onto the brakes. Oh, he's actually on the throttle a bit. Then on the brakes, it gets away once. Gets away twice. Oh, fantastic save by Mikey Doble. Once more from the TV camera. Let's get a bit more zoomed in on it as well. Let's go for this one. He gets it slowed down off the apron. On the throttle a little bit. Then the brakes. One way. Whoa. You can see the gloves as well. Bright green gloves in the cockpit. Going for it. Cedric has come in the following time round. So too has Adrian Burks, Aaron Smith, Justin Nyer. Looks like they've gained a lot on him actually on the pit entrance there. Looks like they gained a lot on Alex Cedric, so that could be important. Kyron O'Malley and Ronald Moons have both stayed out. So if we show you the position, so that is 1 and 2, and then 12th place, of course, Kenny Mitchell is just ahead of your current race leader. And that's Brian Crowell's behind him. So Jason Glenn has gone through and taken the lead. There's Alex Cedric coming out. Aaron Smith and Adrian Burks right behind him. Now where are the others? There they are. There's Mikey Doble around the outside of Adrian. But where is Mikey in comparison to Alex and Aaron? Well, there is Aaron. He's going to definitely get past Aaron before the left-hander at the end of the straight. But I said that like there's going to be a right-hander. Needs to just tuck in front now. Good stuff from Mikey Doble, but it looks like he's lost ground on Alex, if anything. But Jason Glenn, he's got a 4.5 second lead over Alex right now. Jason flying. O'Malley into the pits. In the O'Malley Motors car. Ronald Moons does another lap in the 76 car. But the theoretical fight for the lead is this now. Jason Glenn, after that early pit stop to fix the damage, it's really worked for him, but his tyres, of course, will go off sooner than those around him. Alex Cedric has only been out of the pits for a lap now, don't forget. The sun has gone in slightly too, so that's going to make things a little bit cooler. Kyron O'Malley still stationary in his box and being overtaken by all these drivers now, but it's spread out a little bit, look, near the front. But Jason Glenn, what a fantastic start he's had to this second phase of the race. Closest two on track are actually Mikey Doble and Aaron Smith. That gap is 0.4 of a second. I will give you the gaps as well, actually, everybody, because we used to have a very fast refreshing timing screen, but there you go. Although it seems to have cut itself off slightly. You get the idea. Ronald Moons is, of course, still to pit. There he is. The number 76, but carrying on lap after lap. Last time he did a 34.8. 33.6 by Jason Glenn, 33.9 by Jason Glenn, so Ronald's not too far off the pace here. But those tyres will be feeling very, very second hand anytime soon. Cross line again to start lap 39 of this race. Here is the battle between Adrian Burks and Aaron Smith. Adrian really pushing hard on these new tyres then. Mike Doble in the chat, good to see you, mate. About time you go to Victory Lane, Mikey, for your dad's birthday. Oh, it's your birthday as well today, Mike. Happy birthday, mate. Happy birthday indeed, buddy. You share birthdays with Alex Cedric. It's Alex's birthday today as well, and he's looking for a win, so who's going to get the birthday victory, eh? There's more pressure on now. That changes things. I like that. There's a story behind it. That's what we want in motorsport. There's a good story behind every race, and that adds another detail to this one. Adrian Burks is hoping to add a detail to his race, and that detail being, I got past Aaron Smith, which he has just done. Aaron doesn't put up too much of a fight, but then again, when you've got Adrian on the inside, it's hard to. About 40 out of 100 though, and now look at this. Cedric and Glenn have actually swapped around. Cedric has gone through. Now have Jason's tyres gone off. 10 laps more on those tyres Jason Glenn has done. Let's have a look at it from Alex. Oh, Jason got really close to the wall as well. Lost a lot of momentum down the back straight, and Alex just chucks it up the inside. And now Jason's down to third, but look at Mikey Doble going for it. The two birthday, well, not these two birthday boys, of course, but both with birthday victory intentions. At the front of the pack. Doing what they do best. Oh, that was close for Mikey there. Wow, oh wow, that was very close. There's Adrian Burks down the inside of Jason Glenn. Now Jason needs to work something out here to get himself back in sync with everybody else's pit stops. They pitted on lap 32 to 35. Kevin Lehman's pitted on lap 31. So technically they'd be doing 3 stops over the course of the race, one near the end. So it'd be about 30, 60, 90 maybe. Some of them might even push it to lap 70 or around there if we stay green all this time. And then just go straight to the end. But you never know. Jason Glenn just needs to work it out to get back up there. Oh, Ronald Moons. What has happened to Ronald Moons? I was just about to say race leader. Surely he's going to be coming in soon, but before he's even come in the pits, he's lost the lead. Oh, and he's completely overheated the rears as well. Car doesn't want to behave itself. How on earth? I believe it was this lap. Let's just have a look here. Oh, that was just after it, so if you bear with me, I am going to find it, everybody. Here you go then, so it'll be on this lap. Let's see what it's like trying to get it round. It doesn't seem, it's quite understeery, that, isn't it? Yeah, the rears are gone. It's understeering like mad and then oversteering, so he's going to go to the inside, I think, try and... I know there's another lap after this actually, so we may miss it, I'm afraid, what happened to Ronald Moons, but looks like he just lost it on his way in, potentially trying to get it slowed down, and then it just ended up across the grass. Lucky it didn't bring out a yellow. We know how sensitive iRacing can be to yellow flags sometimes in these sorts of races. Now, Sedgwick at the moment is just putting a lap on Jean Van Liempt there in the number 40, but Mikey Doble is trying to close him down and use some traffic to his advantage so he doesn't get held up, but he's going to have to compromise his line now to make sure he doesn't go too high up towards Jean. Gets ahead. This is Eilers de Vries just behind Bart Feuerstein. Two Dutch drivers racing one another. That's Next Level Racing and Revolution Racing. Although that is a Care Bears livery on Eilers' car. You've got to love it. Further up, Adrian Burks and Aaron Smith are still glued together as well. Aaron he's been quick, but he's just not set the world alight yet. I'm wondering whether he's saving a bit of it to push to the very end of the race. Whether he's just got another ace up his sleeve. That is how Aaron drives. He's just always got something in reserve by the look of it. Justin Nair and Jason Glenn swapping places. They're three Trackvelocity Racing cars together. Brian Crowell's in 6th now. Justin Nair 7th. Jason Glenn 8th. Ronald Moons is back in the pits. I'm wondering whether he's potentially got a speeding penalty or something. Love to see these two in formation though, with their similar liveries, just slightly different coloured cars. Does seem like Jason Glenn though, with those older tyres, 11 laps older than Justin Nair's tyres. That wasn't intended to be a poem. And Justin now down the inside of Brian. Justin's really come alive in this race. He's doing a cracking job at the moment. Brian's car doesn't seem to have any of the damage it was carrying earlier, so seems fine from a visual perspective. The pair of them just potentially running this race together and seeing what they can gain and where by not holding each other up too much, or either that or they're just out and out racing each other, which is always fun when it's your teammates. But Brian and the guys have put this event together, so hats off to them. And I'm very grateful for them getting me on board to jump in and broadcast it for them. Chaz Draycott Media here in the commentary box. And another wonderful Wednesday night turning left. The Vertex Stock Car Cup since lockdown began last year has been so entertaining for me, and it's been so great to get involved in oval racing at this level. I've learnt so much about it, and it's got me hooked. It really is a lot of fun. There's so much strategy and so much patience involved. And I think that's one of the things that people often underappreciate, or don't appreciate at all, about oval racing like this. There is so much strategy involved. If you're on a circuit where you expect there to be a yellow flag or expect there to be incidents, it's making sure that you pit early, but pit the one lap before the caution comes out. And it's amazing how drivers do get lucky with doing that. They just have a knack for knowing when things could potentially come to a head further back in the pack. And then others, you know, they'll keep the car out there as long as possible and try other different strategies. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but it's motorsport at the end of the day, and it's a very, very interesting, raw form of it. And let's face it, the whole turning left driving the car around the circuit, you know, it's not, I don't mean to undermine it, it's not the most difficult thing in the world. Some of these ovals are very basic shapes, but doing it quickly and getting the pace out of the car, that is where the real art form comes into it. Being smooth, getting on the throttle at the right moment, having the judgment to be able to, I mean, if you look at this now, go around that corner and know that you can get up high and kiss that wall and carry the most amount of speed that you can. Just knowing when to get on the throttle, what steering inputs to put in, how hard you even brake or even just lift off, when to lift off, you know, how to adjust your steering. It's just so precise, and it really does get underappreciated, especially when you go to what they call plate racing tracks as well, restrictor plates that stop the speed of the cars where they are flat out constantly, like Daytona or Talladega. It's just, there is so much strategy involved in who you go with, which line works more, the high line or the low line, people pushing each other, bump drafting. It's just great. And if you haven't watched anything like the Daytona 500 or any of the Talladega races, I implore you to do it. It's fantastic. Personally, a personal favourite of mine is Auto Club Speedway as well. One of the very first races I ever watched was the 2014 NASCAR Sprint Cup race there, and it was so entertaining to watch. Awesome stuff. Now Aaron Smith is going below the yellow line there, making sure he has a shorter run to the first corner as possible, which is an interesting tactic to employ at this rate. Or at this stage of the race, I should say. But Mikey Doble, he's starting to get caught up by these pair now. As I said before, only one Chevrolet has ever won in the Cup Series at Kentucky, and that was Kurt Busch in the number 1 Chevy Camaro in the 2019 Quaker State 400. Xfinity-wise, I'm not sure, unfortunately. I will have a look for you. I'll see whether there is anything that we can grab from it. Again, yeah, only one Chevrolet in the... Oh no, sorry, that's the Cup Series. There's been quite a few Chevrolet wins. In Xfinity, though, the last 3 races there have been won by Fords. And at the moment, Justin Naya is the highest placed Ford, and he's in 6th position. Xfinity has been racing at Kentucky since 2001. Kevin Harvick winning the first one there. 9 cautions in that race, and he started 11th on the grid. Joey Logano seems to have a very good record here as well. In 2008, 9 and 10 in the Toyota, he started from pole and won all 3 in a row. Started from pole 3 times in a row, won it 3 times in a row. So this is definitely a place for Joey Logano, by the look of it on there. Austin Cindric has won it the last 2 times in a Ford, from 12th and from 15th at the start. But away from the history lesson, we've got another battle going on here. Eilers de Vries ahead of Kevin Leemans and Bart Fierstein. 3 of them glued together on circuit. You can see Bart in the 29 machine there, just trying to put it down the inside. Squeezes his way past Kevin Leemans. Could say Kevin gave him a bit of leeway to do that. But now on the Toyota front, further up the field, Mikey Doble and Adrian Burks are having it out now. Alex Cedric is breaking away. Look how close they go around there. You've got to love it. There's a little bit of damage on Mikey Doble's car, actually. I wonder... Oh, well, I was going to say, I wonder whether he's hit the wall. Adrian Burks certainly has. Wow, that was a big hit. I wouldn't be surprised if that's damaged the front right, and that car will not be handling as he wants to. Surprised not to see him pit after that, but I suppose he's got to give it a lap and see how it does. But that was a big old hit for Adrian Burks there. Let's have a look again from on board. He's going to go across the tri-oval now. Mikey Doble's going to be on our left. There he is. Pushing, pushing, pushing through turn 1. And what's he like on the exit? Does he let the overlap go away? Oh, that's a fair old whack, that, isn't it? And he's actually in the pits now. Yeah, he's come in. We're on lap 63, though, so it's about the same sort of stint that he did last time out. So it's not too surprising to see him in. Justin Naya goes through. He's now up to 5th place. Biggest mover in your field, by the way, so far is Kyron O'Malley. He's gained 4 spots from where he started. Started 13th on the grid on the back row, and he's now up to 9th. That will be 8th as he goes past Adrian Burks in the pits. There you go. But your race leader, birthday boy, Alex Cedric, doing everything right at the minute. He went and took the lead very convincingly early on and hasn't really looked back from there. He had a slight challenge from Mikey Doble earlier, but it's not really developed into too much from there. This is Adrian Burks now on his way out in the Toyota Supra. Never thought to say that on an oval racing broadcast, but here we are in the 21st century. Just going past him there is Justin Nair, or trying to go past him is Justin Nair, but look at the pace difference there. Look at that. Adrian Burks on the fresh rubber. He's going to be one to watch here. Mikey Doble's in, Kenny Mitchell's in, Jason Glenn as well. Jason, to be fair to him, has done a mega job to keep himself now back in sync with the other drivers' pit stops, but that can't have been easy to manage that car all the way around there for that long. I imagine it was a right piggy. And in comes Alex Cedric as well. Race leader on his way in. So, Adrian Burks is going to go through, but he's got another lap to get past everybody else. So across the line, the commitment line he goes. There's Mikey Doble in front of him, who he was chasing before. And Mikey is going to look back and go, ha. As he has actually, if anything, opened up the gap now to Adrian Burks. Where is Cedric, though? Cedric is on his way out. Aaron Smith is in front of him. Aaron Smith's pit stop was 4 seconds shorter than Cedric's. Where is Doble and Burks? There they are. Doble's going to go around Alex. And he's going to take that position. What can he do about Aaron Smith? Is he going to get that as well? He certainly is, everybody. Mikey Doble goes to the front of this race. Just behind them, Cedric and Burks side by side now. This isn't what Alex wants. He doesn't want to be fighting with anybody straight off the bat. But it's 2 Chevrolets against 2 Toyotas as Justin Nair is in the pits there. That's why you'll see him dropping down the order. But this has come alive now with not too long of the race together. There's Karen O'Malley just coming out the pits. But Aaron Smith, what did I tell you? He's saving something until later on in the race, and he has turned it up. I'm very intrigued to see how he manages these last laps. That must surely have been something to do with tyres. Maybe Aaron has only taken right side tyres. What do you all think in the chat? Do you think it was just right side? Because his pit stop was 10.7 seconds. Alex's was 14.8. Adrian Burke's 15.1. Mikey Doble's 14.9. So just over 4 seconds shorter for Aaron Smith. There you go. There's the pit stop times on the left. Their most recent pit stops. Jason Glenn, 24 seconds though, so he's down in 10th. With a bit more work to do, I'm afraid. But this is a fantastic chase now. Mikey Doble having to work hard here. Never mind that. Never mind working hard. He's going to have to defend hard now. Aaron Smith is still there. There he is in the Chevrolet. So close. But don't forget, all the time that they're fighting, Alex Cedric is going to try and close in on this and take advantage of it. He's going to have the slipstream off the pair of them. We're about to go on to lap 70 here at Kentucky. There we go. Alex Cedric 0.2 of a second quicker than these guys last time around. There he is. Now where's Mikey? Mikey Doble has not had a very good run out of 1 and 2, and Aaron Smith down the inside and into the race lead. What happened to Mikey? He just got his nose down the inside, didn't he? It was getting hot again though, as Doble has got a really good run. What has happened to Aaron Smith? Aaron has just completely lost his momentum there. And Alex Sedgwick now trying to go back to the front. Eyeless de Vries has just come in the pits. Sedgwick hanging it around the inside on Doble, so close together. It's a good thing they don't have wing mirrors, these cars, otherwise they'd have been kissing by now. Aaron running the car really low down onto the apron. Gets a humongous slingshot through the tri-oval. But let's have a look what happened to Aaron Smith here. So Aaron's down the inside, takes the lead as I said. Keep an eye on him. Oh, he just gets sideways, doesn't he? Loses all of his momentum. And then Cedric and Doble just get this almighty run around the outside. It's still going on, though. They're still side by side for the race lead. Lap 73 now out of 100 here at Kentucky. Awesome stuff so far. Oh, it's so close indeed. Over 100 miles through this 150-mile race now. Say about 105 miles maybe. Lap 74 now. Mikey Doble is not giving this up, and would you expect him to? No, not at all. Oh, he's giving a little bit of a kiss there to the right rear of Alex Sedgwick. He just wants to make sure that Alex cannot use that high line and get the best run off the corner. But every single time they go into a left turn, Alex has just got it tucked in. Oh, there's contact. Doble's wide, Alex is wide as well, and through goes Aaron Smith. And this is what I was saying before. Aaron just sits and waits for the opportunity, and that is it. Doble and Cedric have to reconcile now and try and put something together to chase him down, but that was just it. They were so close together. Here it is from on board with Aaron Smith. Mikey is stuck to the inside of Alex's car and ready there. It seems like Alex just got out of shape, you know. Didn't look too much like netcode or anything, but Alex's car just straightened up. It may have been contact, but if anything, it was tiny contact. And Aaron Smith now leads this race by 0.8 of a second. He's about to lap Jason Glenn as well. Jason won't be too pleased with that. But wow, oh wow, what a change. And we were lucky not to get a caution as well. I mean, they didn't really slow down or anything and come to a stop, so we're okay in that respect, but that's not how we wanted that fight to end, I'm sure. Now then, Bart Fierstein is trying to chase down Kevin Leemans a bit further down the order. He is in 12th place at the moment. Kevin, of course, in 11th. Doesn't take a mathematician to work that out. I hope you're enjoying the show so far, guys. What a great race we've had. Don't forget, of course, this race is for charity, for the World Cancer Research Fund. You can donate at wcrf.org/int/donate. Any donations will be humongously appreciated in the ongoing fight against cancer around the world. And don't forget, exclusive news given to me by Alex Sedgwick earlier. The Vertex Stock Car Cup's 4th season, which is yet to be announced, will be using these newer XFinity cars, not the legacy machinery. So a very exciting update to the championship indeed. Can't wait to see how everybody does. But Aaron Smith is losing this gap at the minute. Alex Sedgwick is right there with him, chasing him down lap after lap. Well, you could hear Alex get out of the throttle there. He obviously knew the car was going to run wide and potentially hit the wall. Love these onboard shots though. More and more recently on iRacing I've fallen in love with the whole front left suspension camera. It works with a lot of different things. Here's Bart Fierstein for Revolution Racing, still trying to get past Kevin Leemans. For 11th and 12th position this is. Taking different lines around each corner. Just trying to get the run, and it's not easy to do around here. Just ask these guys. The Ford's not really able to break the bank at the minute for the guys in front. The Chevrolets and the Toyotas doing a wonderful job. 2 Chevrolets qualified in the top 4. And Brian Crowles is here in 6th at the minute, but he's 4 seconds off the back of Kenny Mitchell, who is then 2 seconds off the back of Adrian Burks there, just up the road in the Blitz Motorsports machine. The number 72. This is still going on though. Bart Feuerstein looking down the inside of Lehman's. He's there somewhere. He's there somewhere. Look around. Where is he? There he is. But now Eilers de Vries coming into this fight as well. He pitted on lap 70, so his tyres are about 7 laps newer than these guys, and I reckon they'll feel quite a lot more shiny as he's gone round Bart Feuerstein like he's not there. Has to back off to not hit Kevin Lehmans, and Bart's going to go through again. Great fighting going on all the way through. It's 29 and 92. Chasing down the 0-4. Look at the grip that Eilers de Vries has got. That is the difference that about 7 or 8 laps of tyre life makes. Oh, he comes down a little bit. Bart Feuerstein has to get out of the way. I'm sure he'd be flashing the lights if he could. And now Eilers de Vries goes back up to 11th spot, just ahead of Kevin Lehmans. Kevin didn't put up too much of a fight. I don't think you would really when you see the pace difference. But now Feuerstein's coming back at him. We've got 16 laps to go in this race. Feuerstein goes down the inside again. It's getting close at the front though, despite the fact it's right behind that battle as well. It'll be interesting to see what sort of overlap we get here, but it's Chevrolet on Chevrolet. Since Xfinity started visiting Kentucky in 2001, there's been 10 Chevrolet victories. Aaron Smith and Alex Sedgwick, both with the same initials, looking to claim that theoretical 11th. Now look at that. Oh, Aaron Smith has lost it. Never mind. Oh, there's the commentator's curse, and we've got a yellow for the yellow. Oh, we do not see that often from Aaron Smith. Wow, oh wow. Well, let's have a look at it on board Aaron. So the car's a little bit squirrely there. Alex is going to come through on the left. I think he just had to get off the power, you know, to avoid Kevin Lehmans in front of him. Let's look at that. He's got loads of lock on. He's really pushing the car. Alex has got a great jump off the corner. There's contact. Both of them hit the wall. Oh. And as he gets on the brakes, the car just loses it. That's absolutely gutting for Aaron Smith. So Alex Sedgwick makes the move. Down the inside. Into turns 1 and 2. And then Aaron sees that contact, steps on it, on the throttle, but all it does is light up the front, and around she goes. That's absolutely gutting for Aaron Smith. But it seems... Is Aaron potentially out? No, he's just having a bit of an internet blip at the moment. Jason Glenn could be back in this race now. Mikey Doble is in the pits. A lot of them are in the pits. We'll get this wonderful pit lane cam, so we'll see them all leave in just a moment. We'll show you the pit stop times. So you'll see on the left, Alex Sedgwick 14.5 seconds, Doble 15.1, so there goes Sedgwick. There's Doble, but is Burks going to beat him out? He does. Burks, then Doble. Then it's Crowles, Naya, Kenny Mitchell. Aaron Smith just stopping in his box now. Oh, I think he's just overshot it as well. Looked like he had to come back down onto the pit lane. That's such a shame. But Alex Sedgwick then back at the front of this race. Well, lively, lively stuff. And Alex Sedgwick now has got, you could say, pressure on him now because it's all closed up again. But you've got to consider just how close this is going to be based on the tyre life they've got. Now everybody loves a safety car and a yellow because it does level the playing field and it always makes it interesting. So people in chat, make sure you do give the video a like, make sure you subscribe to Vertex Esports as well. I, Chaz Draycott, will be broadcasting as many rounds as I know will be available to us on this channel. And the guys put in a fantastic amount of effort behind the scenes to make it all run smoothly and give us these great events. If you are interested, don't forget you can head to Trackvelocity-Racing.com or Vertex Esports.com, Vertex-Esports.com, to find out more about the Vertex Stock Car Cup as well. But please do give us a like and a subscribe. It would mean a lot if you support the channel. We'd be very, very grateful. And obviously, the question now is, let us know in chat, who do you have your eye on to win this race? Can Alex Sedgwick hold on at the front to take a win on his birthday? Will Mikey Doble make his dad very happy on his dad's birthday and get a win? Or will Adrian Burks finally take a win in this community? Because Adrian has always been quick. And he's always been fun to watch. Is he going to get the win he deserves? What do you reckon, guys? It's a good looking field of cars though. Very excited to see the upcoming Vertex Stock Car Cup Championship move over to these cars. Of course, as mentioned before, dates have not been announced or anything yet. Let's face it, Season 3 isn't even finished yet. We've got next week, we have the final at Richmond. It's going to be a very, very exciting one. Make sure you join us for that. I'll be joined in the commentary box again by the beautiful Chris Dawes. And we have a very, very strong championship showdown for you as well. A number of drivers could still win the title. Sturty says, mark it, gonna do it. I'm sure that's an inside joke, but either way, I imagine it's a belter. Mikey Doble in the Red Bull machine. Then Brian Crowell's up there, though. You know, Brian's done a good job there. Fourth at the minute. It does say third on the left. That's only because he's ahead of Mikey Doble. Anyway, the pace car will do what no Mustang can do and turn left very, very effectively. And Sedgwick will put his foot down very late. He's holding them off, and we're away at Kentucky. 11 laps to go then. Burks and Doble very close together for second place. Doble's got a brilliant run, actually. They're 3 wide behind as well. That's Kenny Mitchell in there. Justin Naya down the inside of him and Brian Crowell. Oh, Jean Van Liempt is around. He's had an incident. We've not got a yellow for it, though. So they carry on at the front. Very surprised we haven't got a yellow for that. The car was moving very, very slowly. Oh, Brian Crowell and his teammate Justin Naya so close together. Look at Adrian Burks really pushing down low now to try and straight line that tri-oval as much as possible. Justin Naya attacking Kenny Mitchell. Kenny's in with a really good shout here, you know. Car 4, P4 at the moment. Let's just quickly look at what happened to Jean Van Liempt. Oh, he gets a touch off Jason Glenn and he's hard into the wall. Takes the entire rear panel off it. Let's have a look. So Jason's there. He's on the brakes and oh, it looked like a little bit of an understeer from Jason and a little bit of a harsh turn in from Jean there. That's a real shame. Bit of a racing incident. It always happens. You know, these cars do just magnetised to one another. Kenny Mitchell down the inside of Mikey Doble now. He makes that work. Justin Nyers trying to make Brian Krause work for it. They may be teammates, but they're certainly fighting hard. Further back, Kevin Lehman's side by side with Bart Feuerstein. Apologies, it was Kevin Lehman's... Sorry, Bart Feuerstein and Kyron O'Malley. But now that's obviously changed around. Mikey Doble seems to be going backwards a little bit here. Just hasn't switched these on. Fastest lap of the race from Alex Sedgwick last time around, 32.687. So he's making his intentions very clear. Nice little bit of formation flying here between the two Trackvelocity Racing drivers and Mikey Doble's Red Bull covered Mikey Doble racing machine. Justin Nyer hugging that low line there, making it work. Washes up a little bit wide. Now look at Adrian Burks going for the lead. I told you to watch out for him. He doesn't care if Alex has done the fastest lap of the race. He's still charging 3 wide behind. Now that's formation flying, boys. Brian Krause hanging it around the outside. I believe it just went 3 wide for the lead as well. Oh, these boys need to be careful here. Mega stuff though, mega racing. Who's going to come out on top? Still 3 wide. This is the sort of imbalance that you get. Oh, bit of contact. Justin Nyer and Mikey Doble rubbing wheels. The car hops around, but they get away with it. Now at the front, Adrian Burks is still holding on. It seems like if your car's white and red, you're going to have a really good chance of this race. Cedric chucks the car down the inside. 5 laps to go after this. Cedric back down the inside. Keep an eye on Kenny Mitchell here, because Kenny could very well come out of nowhere and win this. Brian Krause is now going to try and be on a charge to catch them up, but not sure it's going to be enough. Only one way to find out. Cedric now going to the apron to try and straight line it as much as possible. We'll go on board with Kenny Mitchell and see what we get from here. There's Adrian Burks in the 72. Go on board with Alex Cedric and look back at the Toyota and the Chevrolet chasing us down. On to lap 97, 4 laps to go. You can see Brian Krause and Justin Nyer starting to close in further back, you know. I said it might not be enough from Brian, but he could well be within a shot of at least getting a podium at the end of this. Toyota does have a menacing presence about it, doesn't it? It may look like it's squinting, or may look like it's eating a bee or something, but it does have some sort of presence about the front end. Kyron O'Malley is chasing Eilers de Vries very closely as well. That's for 8th and 9th position. Eilers de Vries actually the biggest mover in the field at the moment, 6 places gained. That's soon to be 5 if Kyron can do anything about it. Aaron Smith, though, unfortunately, he's actually out of the race. Is Aaron. That's a real shame. Potential race winner, reigning champion. He's not having any luck at the moment. What does that say about the final in a week's time in the Vertex Stock Car Cup Season 3? Will Aaron Smith become our first double champion? You never know. Lap 99 out of 100 here at Kentucky. Again, let me remind you, this race is for charity, and it is an absolute belter of one as well. This race for the World Cancer Research Fund. You can donate at the link there, wcrf.org/int/donate. We would massively appreciate any donations you can give in the ongoing fight against cancer all around the world. But 1 lap to go then. The white flag will be in the air this time round for Alex Sedgwick, who has held off Adrian Burks for these last couple of laps. Can he do it all the way to the end and get a race win on his birthday? Looks like Adrian Burks has taken a bit of a late turn in, maybe trying to carry some momentum onto the back straight. Kenny Mitchell is really just poking his nose in, but again, it doesn't look like he can do enough. Adrian Burks, one last chance, chucks it down the inside, but it looks like it's going to be Cedric. I want clap emojis in chat. Happy birthday, Alex Cedric. What a drive, sunshine. Takes the win at Kentucky in the Charity 150 by Trackvelocity Racing and Vertex Esports. Brilliant stuff. What a race. What a race indeed. Don't you agree? The strategies and the overlaps in the middle of it really left some uncertainty in the air before the end. But in those last 10, 15 laps after the caution as well, that was fantastic. Alex Cedric, we take our hats off, mate. Great stuff. Now, these guys were instructed, by the way, to give it a bit of fun afterwards, so I think we're all going to get a load of donuts as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, Brian Krause is slowing it down. Mikey Doble, great car control there. What are we going to get? Well, Alex Cedric, your race winner, chucks it around for some donuts. There's Adrian Burks giving it some as well. Look at that. Brilliant. This is what this community is all about, everybody. How much fun is this? How much fun is this? You've got to love it, haven't you? What a shot. But there, in amongst it all, is your race winner. Alex Cedric gets the race win at Kentucky on his birthday. Adrian Burks a great second place. Kenny Mitchell finishing in third. Brian Krause comes home fourth ahead of his teammate Justin Nair. He had a fantastic run through that one as well. Mikey Doble ended up sixth with Jason Glenn recovering to seventh. He was the last car on the lead lap. Isla de Vries was in eighth ahead of Kyron O'Malley, and Kevin Leemans rounded out the top 10, 2 laps down. The two Revolution Racing cars were then 11th and 12th, with Aaron Smith and Ronald Moons 13th and 14th. That was a lot of fun though, really did enjoy that one. And we'll first speak to the man behind the scenes that basically did most of the work in putting this on, as far as I know. I'm sorry if any of the boys did do more that I didn't get to see, but Brian Krause joins me in the chat. Brian, that was not the most straightforward race from your perspective, mate, but it certainly looked like a lot of fun all the same.
It was a lot of fun, and no, it wasn't my best race indeed. Is this a good time to use the excuse that I'm not that good at mile-and-a-half ovals?
Yes, perfect time indeed, mate. Perfect. But, I mean, the racing was fantastic though, wasn't it? I mean, there was so many battles going on all over the place, and even though you and Jason got a bit of damage early on, you could still get back into that fight, couldn't you?
Yeah, it was... Yeah, we did get in the wall pretty early, but I think Jason had a bit more front-end damage than me. I couldn't really see anything wrong. It took me about 20 laps to see that my wing was stuck up, so it was a good race to keep in contention, which is I think why everyone did pretty well. Even the people that haven't raced with us before were doing very, 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 very well.
Yeah, it certainly did look like an interesting one, and of course, one of the main things about this evening is the new cars. You know, these updated XFinity cars. It's the first time that I've broadcasted them, and the first time that this community has raced them. What did you make of them in comparison to the legacy cars?
They're a whole different animal. You can definitely feel that there's a lot more aero on this car compared to the other one. It doesn't tend to slide around a lot, which is why we had to, sacrifice a bit of speed to get that right front to last. They're very good fun. They got a bit more power, and if you want, you can make them slide a little bit more. So I'm definitely interested to see if we ever use this one again in our one-off events, what it would do on other tracks.
Yeah, indeed. It's certainly going to be an interesting bit of kit. And of course, as Alex has given me the info, it will be the cars that are used in Season 4 of the Vertex Stock Car Cup. So definitely good things to come from these XFinity machines. But before we let you go, Brian, of course, I want to say thank you for having me on this one. It's been a hell of a lot of fun. And is there anybody you would like to give a shout out to before you go?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Vertex for partnering with us. It's going to be it's been a nice experience so far, and I'm sure that we're going to have a great journey together. And to all my teammates for helping me set this race up, building the setup, coming up with the ideas, all that great stuff. And then Brax Racing, EVP, my fan club. Thank you everybody for watching, being there, and yeah, let's go do some more of these.
Yeah, man, indeed, absolutely love it, and we'll hopefully see you in another interview again very soon, Brian.
Yes, sir. Have a good evening.
Cheers, mate. Awesome stuff. Always good to speak to Brian. He's a top bloke, and somebody that knows that better than a lot of others is birthday boy and race winner Alex Cedric. You must be absolutely beaming from ear to ear, mate. What a way to round out your day.
I know, it's nice. everyone to let me win on my birthday, isn't it? But, no, it's yeah, a lot of fun, that one. Obviously, you know, pretty close in the end. When Adrian got past me, I brushed the wrong button on my wheel and I turned the car off. So obviously he got a massive run onto the straight and had to go into sort of overdriving mode just there to recover and take the lead back. But made it interesting at least. And yeah, no, a lot of fun. Obviously, good racing with Mikey, with Aaron before unfortunately he got caught up in that crash, and with Adrian at the end. You know, all super clean. Pushing really hard, making me work for it. But yeah, fortunately in the end, obviously came away with the win.
Yeah, indeed. Like I say, mate, perfect way to round out your day. Talk to me about the cars then. Brian said that you can tell there's a lot more aero on these things and you can sort of manage a slide a little bit more. Do you agree on that front?
Yeah, I think the word probably is they're more communicative. Like you have a bit more feeling from them, a bit more idea as to what the car's doing underneath you. Obviously in iRacing world, they're a bit fresher. They've got a bit more. They're constantly developed still, whereas the legacy cars we use normally for the Vertex stuff have kind of reached the peak of where they'll be developed to. Yeah. So yeah, obviously just being a bit fresher, a bit more up to date. Obviously, I don't want to see them more accurate, but you have a bit more feeling with them, and obviously as a result, you have a bit more confidence to play around and try things that you might not do in the other ones, because you can kind of get that instant feedback from the car to kind of feel it out and figure out where you are. So yeah, obviously it's interesting to kind of jump into something that's, you know, the same but different to what we normally drive, and figure out what's the same, what's different, and obviously how to, you know, use it to the best for you, and obviously to the detriment of your competitors. But yeah, it's been fun to see the differences, and I think these cars are probably going to make up the future of our Vertex races, going from sort of season 4 onwards. So it's obviously cool to, you know, get a bit of track time in for everyone in them before we roll into that as well.
Yeah, definitely. And not even in like a practice race scenario, but a full-blown race scenario, you know, with practice and quali as well. And it's the most accurate way that you're going to do it. At the end of the day, it is practically like doing another round of the Vertex Stock Car Cup, but between seasons. So it's a wonderful thing to have this filler, and obviously the partnership with Trackvelocity Racing as well has been fantastic. So it seems to be something that is definitely going to go from strength to strength. But you know the question by now, mate. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to before I let you go?
Yeah, all the usuals. Obviously, this time it's a little bit different because it's kind of a Vertex event, but not really. So obviously these have been organised by Trackvelocity, by Brian, Jace, Ivan, everyone there. So obviously thanks to those guys for helping to obviously organise these events. There's going to be quite a few more of these. Obviously we've got the end of the Vertex Stock Car Cup Season 3 next week, and then in the kind of off season, if you like, Trackvelocity will kind of take over and run a lot more one-off events. So it might not necessarily all be NASCAR as well. So obviously if you're interested in GTs, open wheel, whatever, you know, you like to race on iRacing, there's basically going to be a vote every week for car and track, and the favorite car and track is what we'll end up racing. So obviously keep your eyes out for that. You know, if you're not in our Discord, then come and join us in the Discord, and obviously you'll be able to join in with those votes and everything like that, and kind of have your say on where these one-offs go. And then later in this year, obviously we'll be back for season 4 of the Vertex Stock Car Cup. So yeah, thanks to those guys for obviously putting all these one-offs together and helping to you know, bridge the gap between all the Vertex events, and obviously to yourself, Chaz, and everyone watching, everyone taking part. Obviously we've had quite a few new drivers this time as well racing with us, which is cool, and obviously welcome to them, and hopefully they stick around for many more events in the future.
Indeed, I second that. It's been good to have some new faces on the grid. Thank you very much, Alex, and again, happy birthday, mate. Well done, and I'm sure we'll speak again very soon.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. Right then, who next? Well, he didn't quite pull it off in the end, but again, it was another strong performance by Mikey Doble, who joined me in the box. Mikey, that looked more and more difficult as it went on, but still like a lot of fun. What was your take on it?
Yeah, it was good fun. I'm surprised I've even been selected for an interview, to be honest, after that performance at the end. But no, it was good fun. I always enjoy the NASCAR, to be honest. I think it's slowly becoming my favourite form of racing on the game. It was very fun racing with Alex for the lead virtually the whole race, and then it just got a little bit too close at the end, and I come out worse off. And unfortunately, at the last green flag pit stop, I'd used up my fast repair to get a new car, so I couldn't repair my car under that last caution, which meant my car was too badly damaged to make a run on the final restart. But the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, indeed, it's sort of taking the rough with the smooth, isn't it, with this sort of thing? And I was just saying before that in this form of racing, until you get involved in it on the level that you and I have, from a driver's perspective and a broadcasting perspective, you don't. Before you get into it, you don't really appreciate the amount of strategy and perfection that goes into running an entire race, do you? It really is a complicated beast. It's not just turning left, as people seem to think.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've really got to plan your moves. I mean, yeah, like on a circuit or a road course, whatever you want to call it, you can kind of switch on your driving and just push that little bit harder, take a few more risks for a lap or two to try and overtake someone. And generally, it only takes one corner to overtake someone. Whereas in a NASCAR, you kind of got to strategically sit behind someone, plan how you're going to move. I mean, sometimes an overtake will take 2 to 3 laps, or I think me and Alex ran side by side for about 6 laps in that. So you've kind of got to, at the same time, not burn your tyres up, because as soon as you start to wear your tyres up, you've had it. You're going backwards. So you've got to be constantly thinking about fuel mileage. When you're going to pit, 2 tyres, 4 tyres, even no tyres. It's definitely a little bit more strategic in that sense, I think, until you get involved with it. And all the different disciplines of oval racing, I mean, as you've seen, some of them are flat, some of them are short, where it's all on the brakes and squirt it out on the power. But then you've got the bigger tracks like Daytona, where it's nothing like that, and you're slipstreaming and you're bump drafting other cars. And this track tonight was kind of split in the middle, so it's there's a lot to appreciate with NASCAR that people don't understand if they've never watched it or raced it before.
Yeah, indeed, there is so much to it, but either way, mate, you've still got the pace, you're still strong and up there, so fingers crossed next week in the final round of the Vertex Stock Car Cup. Don't forget we've got our bet on as well between you, Chris and I, but hopefully we can see that pace continue again and you get a good result. But before I let you go tonight, Mikey, is there anybody you would like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'll give a happy birthday to my dad.
Yes.
Who's, I won't say his age because it'll probably upset him. But
he popped in the chat earlier actually to say, "Go on, Mikey, get a win for your dad's birthday."
Oh right, yeah. So yeah, hello to him. The rest of the family downstairs eating their Chinese, which I'm about to go down and eat.
Yes.
Any friends that are watching, Sturdy, Gary, don't know if they're in the chat tonight.
Yeah, Sturdy has been.
and any of my grandparents that are watching from their front room telly. And I'll see you next Wednesday at Richmond.
You shall indeed, mate. Well done again tonight, Mikey, and hopefully we'll speak again very soon, my friend.
Cheers, Chaz.
Cheers. Nice one. And one more to drag in, and I'll apologise in advance because I can't understand him. I don't know whether you will. Kenny Mitchell joins me in the broadcast booth. Kenny, that was the race that had a bit of everything there. There was some really fun moments, some bits of the race where you had to push so hard. What was your overall takeaway from that?
Yeah, I thought I was kind of caught in the middle of no man's land there for the middle section of that race, and then I seemed to start to claw back on Adrian, I think, and I was thinking I might have been able to catch him for 4th, I think it would have been. But then the yellow came out and that obviously bunched everybody back up together, and I just went flat out for it at the end. I don't quite know if Mikey had damage, but something seemed to be up there, so yeah, it was it kind of compacted itself all together in the end for me, that one.
Yeah, it certainly added a lot into the final sort of 10-15 minutes of the race, which was, we get races in this form of racing, as you very well know, where you get caution after caution and they breed cautions. That's the phrase, isn't it? But having just the one right near the end, it seemed like the perfect time to do it. It was almost as if Aaron thought, oh, you know what? Everybody's had their own strategies working out. Let's level the playing field. Watch this. Oh no, I've spun. But I know that wasn't the case with Aaron, and I really did sympathise with what happened to him. But either way, it certainly made it an interesting dash to the end, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it was a good finish to what was a very good race actually overall, and a really good start for this partnership between Trackvelocity and Vertex. I think the guys have done a great job putting this together, and that was a lot of fun tonight. A lot of good new drivers come in as well, which was good to see. So hopefully we can go from strength to strength now, and look forward to some more good racing.
Yep, you and me both, Kenny. It certainly was a fantastic night, and like you say, more names on the grid. It's always good fun. Before we let you go tonight, though, mate, obviously well done again. And is there anybody you'd like to give a quick shout to on the stream?
Just thanks to friends and family for the support, and also to everyone, including some of the guys here on this group that have donated to our fundraiser. Really appreciate that, and it's really doing very well. We're over £2,000 now, so if anyone
Brilliant.
wants to find out more about that, if they just do a search for hashtag racing for Luby, you can find out a little bit more about what we're trying to do there. But yeah, just thanks to everyone who's donated. The response has been amazing, and it really means a lot to the friends and family for that. So just want to say thanks to everyone again.
Brilliant stuff. Nicely said, Kenny. Well, great to speak to you again, mate. Well done from me and everybody behind the scenes, and we'll see you next Wednesday for the finale of the Vertex Car Cup.
Yep, great stuff. Thanks.
Cheers, mate.
Okay.
Oh, I think I cut him off a bit early there. Apologies, Kenny. But yes, Racing for Luby, hashtag Racing for Luby. Make sure you check that out as well. And of course, this evening's race has been put on for charity as well. World Cancer Research Fund. There is a link at the bottom of your screens there. But I'm afraid it's that part of the evening where we've come to the end. That is all we have time for tonight on Vertex Esports. This has been the first race in the brand new partnership between Trackvelocity Racing and Vertex Esports, and I think it's gone very well indeed, don't you? It's been, as Kenny said there, the start of a very, very strong partnership. We have the final round of the Vertex Car Cup here on Vertex Esports a week today in Richmond. What a race that's going to be. My lovely co-commentator Chris Dawes will be joining me for that one. But thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody in the chat for getting involved as well. Those that have liked, subscribed, all that wonderful stuff. I've been Chaz Draycott. This has been the Trackvelocity Racing and Vertex Esports Charity 150 from Kentucky Raceway. Have yourselves a wonderful evening, and we'll see you very soon. Good night. You know what, this song's actually quite the banger. Let's crank it up for the drop. Have a good night, everyone. Rip headphone users.